Sweep the leg.
What is happening, good people of YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video, we're back here, Farming Simulator 22, and it's day number 2 on Bailey Farms. And take a look, what a beautiful morning. The hazy sunshine up and about over the fields. It is the 1st of September, a new month here on Bailey Farms, and things are starting to heat up. Not just weather-wise, but we have got a lot to cover here in day number 2. Now, in the last episode, in case you missed it, oh, look out. I almost put myself up on a bale spike. Holy crap. Jeez, oh whiz. Teddy Bailey trying to kill himself here at the beginning of episode number 2. But in the last episode, in case you missed it, Teddy Bailey started Bailey Farms here, and we got started on our farm. We harvested a field full of wheat, and we took that to the grain mill. We bought the grain mill, and now we are producing our own flour. We also baled the straw that was left over in that big field, and we put the baled straw right over here on this wagon or trailer, whatever you want to call it, and we can sell this at a later date to make a good chunk of change. We also sold some of our equipment that we didn't need anymore to make some extra money, and now we have over $200,000 in the bank to start day number 2, and we are going to spend a good chunk of that in this episode. One thing we did down here in these 2 fields, we cultivated them and we seeded them with sorghum. So now we have 2 fields of sorghum that are growing, and these fields are going to go into our grain mill once the crops come up, and it's going to help us to make some more flour, and eventually we'll turn that flour into bread. And that's how we're going to start today's episode. Teddy Bailey has been doing a lot of thinking, and he's thinking about buying the bakery. And that's going to complete a production chain and help maximize the profits of our harvest here in Farming Sim 22. All right, here we are. It's the All 4-0 de Champs Bakery, and I know I am saying that wrong. So let me know in the comments down below, how the hell do you say that? But look, Teddy Bailey loves this bakery. He loves to come here in the morning, have some coffee and crimpets or donuts or whatever the hell you have in the morning here. And he's decided he's going to go ahead and buy the bakery. I mean, it was only $50,000. So let's go ahead and do that now. $50,000 for the bakery. Yes, we have purchased it. And there we go. It's Bailey Bakery. I mean, we might keep the same name, but now Teddy Bailey owns the bakery. And that was $50,000 well spent. All right, if we take a look now at the production change, we have our flour. 1,961 liters of wheat still left. We are storing flour. 6,429 liters of flour. And I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to go down to the flour, and we are going to change the output mode to distributing. And that way we are going to take our flour and distribute it right over to the bakery. And now if you come down here and you look at bread, the flour will start to go into the bakery. You'll start to see that number go up. And then the outgoing product is bread, and you'll start to see that number go up. One of the things we might have to do is go over to the grain mill and see if there is any flour that is stacked up outside. All right, here we are at the grain mill, and there is some flour stacked up here outside. So what we're going to have to do is go back and get our tractor with our pallet fork. We're going to have to load this up on a trailer, and we are going to have to take this to the bakery manually. So let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, well, I guess I was wrong. We did not buy a pallet fork in the last episode, so we are going to have to go up to the store and purchase a pallet fork. So I'll tell you what we're going to do. Let's go ahead and drop the bale spikes right here. We're not going to need those for a minute. Here we go, bell spikes down, and we are going to go up to the shop and buy ourselves a pallet fork attachment to the front loader. And that is going to help us to go get the flour and take it to the bakery. I suppose we're going to need a vehicle to transport the pallets. And right now our trailer is being used by the stacks of straw and hay, straw. It's the same thing, I think. Not really sure what the difference is between hay and straw. Guess somebody will tell me in the comments down below. But eventually we are going to need a bigger trailer than what we have right now. And I have an idea of which trailer I want to buy. Alright, first things first, we're going to check the used market here, and there is nothing that we could use. I mean, of course we want a bigger cultivator, but this requires a tractor at 300 horsepower, and we don't have that right now. We got headers, we have a spader, and then here's a machine with a pretty cool function. You take potatoes or sugar beets and it puts it into pallets so that you can sell them. Eventually in this series we'll probably do want to get into some potatoes and sugar beets and stuff like that, but we're not going to do that right now. We're going to wait till we have a nice steady source of income, because those types of crops can get expensive. Alright, going to the front loader tools, we just need a pallet fork. Oh, there it is. The all but Alright, stop being so immature. It's the all but pallet fork, $1,700. And there it is. Isn't she pretty? Let's go ahead and buy it. And there it is. The pallet fork. Our friend. Alright, pallet fork is attached. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we're going to need at the shop right now? And before we leave the shop, let's think of some options for a trailer. I'm actually going to go to bale loaders, and under bale loaders there's this trailer right here. And this is a nice size trailer, really good for transporting things. We're going to need this. Eventually we're going to have pallets of lettuce and strawberries and honey from some bees. We're going to do some grass jobs, some baling, and I mean, this trailer is such a nice thing to have in those instances. Only $19,500. I tell you what, I think we're going to go ahead and we are going to buy this trailer for $19,500. There it is. And it is right behind us. So let's go ahead and hook this thing up, and we're going to put it to use straight away. Alright, we're going to drive over to the grain mill and get those pallets of flour. And we can transport those. Whoa, wide turn there. We can transport those pallets of flour right to our own bakery. Alright, here we are at the grain mill. We're going to pick up these pallets. See if we can do this without knocking any over. Alright, there are the pallets of flour on the trailer. Not the prettiest job Teddy Bailey's ever done, but that is pretty good for your first attempt at loading up a trailer with a pallet fork. I mean, Teddy Bailey, if nothing else, is a quick learner. Alright, let's go ahead and strap these things down. Take these on over to the bakery. Alright, here we are at the bakery. Let's see if we can't just snuggle this trailer right up here, and look at that. There they go. And just like that, all the flour is gone, and it looks like it's into the bakery. You can take a look at our production chain. And there it is, 10,398 liters of flour into the bakery. And we are producing bread as we speak. And that is pretty cool. So let's go ahead and back to the farm if we can get this trailer out of here. And then once back at the farm, we'll make some more decisions as to what to do. All right, one of the things that we have decided that we want to do is to cultivate and then plant the big field that we have. It's the field that had our wheat in it in the last episode. Whoa, look out, car. So we are going to drop this trailer. Let's just go ahead and drop this trailer right here in the grass. And we'll detach that, switch into our other tractor, the Massey Ferguson, and we're going to go ahead and hook on the cultivator. Alright, cultivator is hooked on, and now we just have to cultivate this big field. Now, one of the things that we are thinking about is getting a bigger cultivator, because honestly, this little ass cultivator, it's going to take us like 4 years to cultivate this field. But I don't know that we're going to find a new cultivator without spending a whole bunch of money. And again, in the used vehicle sale, this cultivator here is just, it's just too big. I mean, this thing is absolutely enormous. And it's not something that we are willing to purchase, and we don't even have a tractor that can pull it. So that leaves us in the new vehicle section in these cultivators. And I think the only one that we can pull, the biggest one, is this Lemken. It's $24,500. It's twice as wide as the one that we have now. It's 5 meters wide, so it actually would be pretty good to have. But $25,000 or $24,500, a lot of money to spend right now. And Teddy Bailey's got some plans for that money. We do want to buy a greenhouse in this episode and a water tanker. And perhaps we can get our first animal, which would probably be some bees. Alright, so here we go, lowering the cultivator. We are going to cultivate this field. And I tell you what, we're going to hire a worker to finish this job, because we have some other stuff that we need to take care of. Alright, back to the Steyr tractor. And one of the things that we are going to have to do, and hopefully we can do it in today's episode, we're going to have to fertilize these 2 fields. And there wasn't a fertilizer in the used vehicle section, so we're going to have to think about buying a new fertilizer spreader or sprayer. And let's take a look at our options. Alright, so here are the sprayers. $34,500 for this sprayer here. Now this does unfold and it gets pretty wide. About 24 meters wide is the working area, and it gets filled with liquid fertilizer. But honestly, if you go over here to fertilizer spreaders for $25,000, you can get this fertilizer spreader, attaches to the back of your tractor, and look at that width, 42 meters. So for $25,000, pretty sure that this fertilizer spreader is the way to go. And the other option is to lease it for $1,275. So a decision has to be made there as far as the fertilizer goes. But before we decide on whether to buy or rent a fertilizer spreader or sprayer, let's take a look and see what it would cost us to put a nice big old greenhouse here on the farm. If we go to production and we go to greenhouses, looks like we have a small, medium, and large. And here is the large greenhouse. It's $10,000. And we'd have to find a place to put it. And I kind of like it down in this area. Now there's the water tank, so we have to have the water tank accessible. Maybe the water tank facing this little road. And you can also see there's an area here on the side that's going to drop the pallets. So I kind of like it right here. We got the greenhouse. Try and center it the best we can here. And let's go ahead and buy this. And there it is. This is our first greenhouse. And there's the area where you fill it up with water. And this is where the pallets are going to come out. And while this field is being cultivated, what we're going to need to do is buy a water tanker. Fill this thing up with water. All right, jumping back in the Steyr. Let's go up to the shop. And we are going to see what kind of deal Jim and Martha Armand can give us on a water tanker truck. And we'll have to decide what kind of product to put into the greenhouse. There's an option for strawberries, also an option for lettuce, and that's just going to be a passive source of income. Now let's go ahead and park here in front of the store. I believe under the animals section, this is where the tankers are. Now we could get this little one for $3,000, but I don't think it's enough. It only holds about 2,082 liters of water. And if I'm not mistaken, that big greenhouse probably holds, 4 times as much as that. So I think I don't want to go too crazy and get this big 8,000 liter one. I mean, 7,300 liters here, and it's more than half of the price for this Joskin Aquatrans 7300S. I mean, this thing is perfect for what we need. If we have cows or chickens or sheep or anything like that, we can fill their pens up with water. Also keep our greenhouse stocked with water. There's a water tank on the farm. We can keep that stocked as well. So let's go ahead and buy this, the Joskin Aquatrans 7300S. All right, there it is. Wow, how cool is that? And there we go. We're gonna hook this thing up to the tractor and let's head back to the farm. Now we're gonna have to find a spot to fill it up with water. And there's water over there, but I don't know how easy it is to get to. And I think I know a better spot to grab some free water. We just have to use a neighboring farm's little pond. And I think we can do that. I mean, Teddy Bailey has a lot of friends, a lot of connections. I mean, he can talk just about anybody into doing anything. So we're going to go across the bridge and into the neighboring farmlands. And we go, oh, look out. Hey, wow. Okay, that guy's in a hurry. Just let him go on by. That's fine. I mean, people driving crazy here around Bailey Farms. I do love the hot air balloons that are always up in the sky here around this map. Very peaceful and tranquil addition to the game here. Alright, now we need to go into this little access road. And this is going to lead us right down to this little pond. And as you can see, it is a nice little pond here. And not a whole lot of people using it. There's nobody fishing in it right now. We just need to kind of bust through these bushes. And let's go ahead and do that. Alright, his tractor's already running over his bushes. And we can back this trailer right up in there. Alright, here we go. Teddy Bailey not the best at backing things up here, but he's going to give it a shot. Oh, this is looking pretty good right here. Alright, backing the trailer up into the water. And there we go, we're filling it up. Alright, there it is. Our tanker is full, 7,300 liters of water. Nobody got hurt. And let's get the hell out of here before the farmer sees us and starts yelling at us. I mean, Teddy Bailey didn't talk to him yet. Alright, driving over his bushes, and that's fine. Back to the access road, and let's head back to the farm and put the water into the greenhouse. And one of the things that Teddy Bailey prides himself on is becoming a better tractor driver. Definitely not the steadiest driver here, especially when stuff is attached to the back of the tractor. But he's getting better. And it's been 2 days and he hasn't had an accident yet. I mean, that's pretty good. Alright, coming back into the farm. And we're just going to take this tanker right down to the front of the greenhouse. Fill her on up. Alright, there it is. start filling up the greenhouse, and let's see how much water it takes. All right, wow. It took the whole entire tanker of water, and still room to go, I'm sure. Let's go ahead and open these doors. We're going to go in here. You can see 7,300 liters of water. Didn't even fill up this greenhouse halfway, so we're going to have to make another couple trips to the pond. And for right now, we are going to start some lettuce. I mean, lettuce is a pretty profitable product, and here at Bailey Farms, Teddy Bailey really wants to grow the best lettuce that the town has ever had. And I don't know what different kinds of lettuce taste like. Pretty sure all lettuce tastes the same, but look, there might be people out there that are like lettuce connoisseurs. Maybe they can tell the difference between good lettuce and bad lettuce. And Teddy Bailey wants to have the best lettuce in town. Oh my gosh, look out. Oh. No! I mean, are you serious? I mean, you gotta stop. You see a big tractor coming with a tanker full of water. Big jerk. I mean, you're gonna get yourself killed. You can get a pallet for it right up your ass. I mean, people are just driving like crazy here. And I don't know, leave it in the comments down below. Do the people in this town just want a pallet fork up their ass? Alright, I think that's going to be the last tanker of water that's going to go here in the greenhouse. It might fill it up, and there it is. Yep, we got 1,878 liters left in the tanker, and we can park this tanker over here and hold on to this water because we are going to need it for some animals in the future. Alright, there it is. The tanker truck is in the little garage area, ready to go. And our field ahead of us is being cultivated as we speak. Probably costing us a pretty penny, but definitely worth it. And tell you what, the next step is going to be to fertilize those fields. And nothing new here in the used market. I tell you what we're going to do. We're going to buy a fertilizer spreader, and it's going to be this one. So I tell you what we're going to do. Instead of buying the fertilizer spreader, we're actually just going to rent it. And it's only going to be $1,275, and we're going to go ahead and pick it up at the shop. We're also going to need some fertilizer to put in it, and we'll buy that fertilizer as soon as we get to the shop. I think the best deal on fertilizer is going to be in the big bag. There's a couple different ways to buy fertilizer. You can buy it on a pallet. You can buy it in like liquid form, but I believe we're going to need some solid fertilizer for this spreader. And we'll probably end up buying it in bag form. We'll fill up the fertilizer spreader, and we're just going to use it for this day, and then we can return it. There is our fertilizer spreader. We can go ahead and attach it right to the back of the tractor here. And this tire has plenty of horsepower to haul this spreader around. Yeah, best deal on fertilizer is going to be the solid fertilizer here. Now the fertilizer spreader that we have holds about 3,000 liters. This bag is 1,000 liters. Not sure how much we're going to need, so we're going to go ahead and buy 2 bags. And there they are, 2 bags purchased. Let's go ahead and fill up the spreader. All right, first bag is gone. Let's go ahead and back up and put this second bag in here. And there it is, the second bag's in there. I'm not sure if we should buy a third bag or not. We can come back up here and buy one if we need to. And let's go back to the farm. Let's fertilize our fields. And one of the decisions that we're going to have to make after we fertilize our fields is what to plant in our big field. Now, we don't want to jump the gun too early here. Teddy Bailey does want to get his hand in some grass growing. It's a lot of money to be made when you're growing grass, wrapping it up into silage bales and selling those. Good chunk of change to be made doing that. Also, you can use some of the grass that you harvest for your animals. And we're definitely going to want to have some animals. But that is some expensive stuff. I mean, you're going to need a mower. You're going to need a baler, all kinds of stuff. And we don't want to jump ahead of ourselves and go broke just yet. All right, here we are in the field. Let's go ahead and turn on the fertilizer spreader and widen that camera out. And wow, look at the range of this thing. I mean, this is covering a lot of this field. I mean, it's getting all the way to the edge and only used about 2% of the fertilizer so far. All right, it's kind of hard to see where we've already fertilized. So there's probably going to be some overlap here, and that's fine. I'd rather be too cautious than not cautious enough, if you know what I'm saying. I think you do. And speaking of being cautious, it's now time to ask yourself the question of the day. Are you subscribed to the channel? If the answer is no, stop what you're doing right now and subscribe to the channel. What the hell are you waiting for? And don't forget, hit that bell notification so that you're notified of all the content coming out. Hit the like button. Doesn't matter if you don't like the video, you gotta hit it. It's part of the YouTube rules. And leave your comments down below. It doesn't even matter what you say. Alright, so we're finishing up fertilizing field number 1. We've used about 10% of the fertilizer that we had in the spreader. It's not bad. Alright, coming out on the street. We gotta get out of the street. Oh gosh, trees are in the way. Tell you what, one thing about Farming Simulator 22 is the camera views. Still getting used to them. Alright, back up to this camera view. It's the best way for me to tell that we're hitting all the areas in the fields. And here we go. Spreading the fertilizer in field number 2. And this is a bigger field than the field we were just at. And hopefully this is getting all the way to the edge. I'm not sure. But I think it is. Alright, there we go. That field is complete. Let's go ahead and drive up to our big field. Should be done, the cultivation. If it's not done, it's going to be real close. Alright, there it is. All 3 of the fields have been fertilized. We don't need this fertilizer anymore. And heading over to the cultivator, let's go ahead and pull the cultivator back into the farm. And we're going to replace the cultivator with the seeder. And then we are going to have to figure out which crop to plant in this field. And I have an idea. I think Teddy Bailey would like to have canola in the big field. Alright, we're going to go ahead and drop that cultivator, squeeze around the outside of the fertilizing tractor, and let's pick up this seeder. All right, it looks like we are almost out of seed. We only have 10% left, about 61 liters. So we're gonna have to go buy some seed from the store. And right now, let's go ahead and set this up for canola. And Teddy Bailey, once the canola comes in and he can harvest it, perhaps he can buy the oil mill and start his second production chain. And that's pretty exciting. And the other little tidbit about canola is that bees will help to, I guess, pollinate the crop, and your yield will be just slightly bigger because of it. And we can put some bees around here and help out the yield on this field. All right, we're gonna lower the seeder and turn it on. Planting canola in this field, and isn't this exciting? Let's go ahead and hire the AI worker, and looks like Jennifer's back. She's back, she's helping us out. Teddy Bailey and Jennifer go back a long ways, old high school buddies, and she's not doing a great job. She's missing a little bit there on the edge, and perhaps Teddy Bailey's gonna let her get away with that one. Cut her some slack, because they're old friends. All right, jumping in the stayer tractor while Jennifer goes ahead and seeds that field. Hopefully before she runs out of seed, we can get up to the store, pick up some new seed, and bring it back to the farm. All right, there is our bag of seeds. And we can probably just pick it up right with this pallet fork. At least I hope we can. Otherwise, we're gonna have to buy a tool. It's the big bag handler. But that's alright. I think Teddy Bailey has the skill to go ahead and do this. Oh, look at that. Teddy Bailey, a master with this tractor so far. And whoa, that big bag of seeds swinging around like crazy. Careful he doesn't hit anybody in the face. Alright, back to the farm with the big bag of seeds. And we're done with the fertilizer, so we can go ahead and get rid of it. But you know what I didn't think about is we're going to need it for a second application. So we're going to have to lease it again or hang on to it for another day. But I feel like we're not going to do our second application of fertilizer for another couple days. So we are going to go ahead and give the fertilizer back. Perhaps that's the incentive that we need, just to go ahead and buy one for ourselves. I got the big bag of seeds here. We're just going to drive it right up to the seeder. Alright, we've dismissed the worker. Let's go ahead and back the seeder up here. Get it all set up for the next pass. And we're going to take this big bag of seeds right over to the back of the seeder. You can see the seeder has opened itself up, and let's go ahead and refill it. And there we go. Seeder is all refilled. I'm continuing to seed this field with canola. That is pretty exciting. It's a big field, and eventually we want to have a field this size full of grass. Alright, back in the stayer. Let's go ahead and move around to the other side of the farm here. And we gotta figure out a place to put the seed bag. And I'll tell you what, let's just go ahead and put it right here. Right outside the water tank. Oh, there it is. Successfully put the bag down with the pallet fork. Alright, let's go ahead and get rid of this fertilizer. Go to our leased equipment, let's return that. And while we're in here, we're looking at the used vehicles. Nothing new. And I'll tell you what, we have a couple decisions to make. We got canola going in to that field there. We have fertilized our other fields. We've got some lettuce growing. And we need to make a determination as to whether or not we're going to buy some bees. The other thing we want to do eventually is get some sheep. But for right now, we want to think about some bees. Now here's sheep. It's going to cost us at a minimum $26,000. And that's just for the pen. That doesn't include the actual sheep. And I tell you what, we're going to wait on the sheep until we can get ourselves some grass. And we can get ourselves a bale or two of grass by doing one of the kind of side jobs for baling in town. Let's take a look at these bees. A couple different options here. We can go with the really small kind of beehive, but honestly I think that we're just going to buy the biggest one, which is $19,000. And there you can see the size of it, and we need to put it over by the field of canola so that it can work its magic. I tell you what, maybe we should have it facing this way so that it can also work the other fields, but the other fields have sorghum in them, so doesn't really concern us that much. Tell you what we're going to do. We're going to put this beehive thing right next to the concrete wall here of this, I guess it's a silage trough. And there it is. There is our big old beehive. Now we also need to get a pallet location and figure out where we want the honey. And we are going to put this pallet somewhere in the open. Oh, and I've got an idea. We're going to stick this right here on our little kind of patio. This area is not really being used. Bam, there we go. So if we take a look, this is our pallet location for our honey. Right outside our house. It's easy to get to. And it's right next to where we're going to have our lettuce. And let's go ahead and check out these awesome bees. Oh, here they are. You can see them flying out of here. And no doubt this canola is going to help keep them happy so that they produce more honey. And that is a passive source of money right there. I mean, they're just going to make honey. It's going to show up in the pallet location, and every once in a while you're going to take it to the market and sell it and make a ton of money. Teddy Bailey, really a big fan of fresh honey and bees. Although he doesn't like to get stung by bees, he does like bees. One of the things we can do here at Bailey Farms is do some contract work for some other people, and it's an opportunity to make a lot of money. And also some of the jobs, it's an opportunity to get some extra resources. For example, if you do a baling contract, you can get extra grass or hay bales or silage bales. And that's here in field number 7. They do want some of the grass cut and then tethered and baled. And it's probably going to be an extra bale or two of grass left over. And that's when we're going to grab it and bring it back to the farm. And then we can start thinking about getting some sheep set up. Cultivating jobs, not that great here. Basically, you just run around a field and cultivating it for money. And you got to be careful. You got to have a big cultivator, or you have to use the equipment that they're going to give you, and that does cost a little bit of money. Fertilizing contracts, Teddy Bailey not going to be taking part in any of these. It costs way too much money, and bang for your buck, just not worth it. Now, harvesting gets interesting. For example, you can harvest potatoes in one of these big fields, and it pays out a lot of money. Now, a job like this is going to take all day long, but at the end of the day, you're going to get some of their product, and you can either bring it back here to the farm and hold on to it or sell it on your own. And perhaps if there is a crop like sorghum right here or some wheat, you can go ahead and harvest this and have a little bit extra to put into the grain mill to just give us a little bit of a boost there and make us some more money. So some of these contracts can actually make you a lot more than what they're listed for. And we are going to get into some of these, but we're going to do that in the next episode. We're probably going to be baling some grass so that we can get a bale or two of some grass, and then we can get some sheep going. So yeah, another day done here on Bailey Farms. I mean, we did a lot. Cultivated the big field. We're now seeding the big field. We fertilized all the fields. We bought ourselves a greenhouse, water tanker truck, and that is pretty cool. We also bought the bakery, and all that is pretty exciting. And we are just getting started. Teddy Bailey just getting started here. We own 3 fields, and we are moving right along. So that's going to do it for this episode. We're going to finish seeding this field, and then after that, we're going to call it a day. And in the next episode, we are going to do some contract work. We're going to bale some grass. Hopefully, we'll have enough time to get into some sheep And who knows, we might drive into town and get another cheesesteak, because God knows Teddy Bailey loves a good cheesesteak. Hold the tomatoes. But thank you guys for sticking with me through the episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you're notified of all the content coming out. Hit the like button. Even if you didn't like the video, you gotta hit it. It's part of the YouTube rules. And leave your comments down below. Doesn't even matter what you say. Bailey Farms is the safe space for you to leave your comments. It's a judgment-free zone here at Bailey Farms. But most importantly, thank you guys for letting me be a part of your day. It means a lot. We are gonna see you right back here, Bailey Farms, in the next video.